And good evening, everybody. Welcome. I am so sorry for our late start, but we had some last minute audio emergencies.
We did.
All of a sudden, we were doing the last minute checks because mine was working and his was working. And I said, hey, let's just make sure because actually, Russ, you're a little low.
Am I?
Yeah, so I'm going to turn you up and I'm going to pull me down a little bit to balance us out. All right, that should be a little bit better. But we had some last minute, and all of a sudden, his mic just disappeared.
Yeah.
He just disappeared. But anyway, those of you who don't know who we are, let's do this. Let's do our little flash up thing. I am Kimberly Mann, and this is my husband, Russell
And I'm
Mann.
Russell.
And this is TAMT Homes at Shore West Realtors live. Our live broadcast every Thursday night at 7 o'clock. And unless, it's a holiday, like Thanksgiving, we don't broadcast on Thanksgiving.
No, we don't.
I think that's the only one that's a holiday. Oh, well, if it was July 4th, we July 4th. Well, except for
Christmas Day.
You won't see us on all of our
Christmas
channels,
Day.
but you would probably on July 4th see us broadcasting live for fireworks in the evening. But just not. Oh, but it wouldn't be fireworks at 7 o'clock. So no, not on July 4th. You won't have us broadcasting on July 4th either. So we are here tonight to talk about a really touchy subject for some people.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, it's always...
It's the number one question.
It's a question that's always in the back of people's minds.
And often in the front.
Even if they don't ask it. But many times, this is their number one question.
Actually, it's usually the first question people ask me.
Yeah.
And it should be the last question you ask.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree? Mm-hmm. Why do you think it should be the last question that people ask? Why do you think people ask it first instead of last? Why do they put it in the wrong order?
Because they feel they want to get that awkward one out the way, and they don't want to listen to the rest of what you have to say if the first question isn't what they want to hear.
But don't you think that hearing the rest is relevant to this question?
Of course. But that's because we're in the industry. We know the importance of the rest of
when
the
questions
package.
are asked. Yeah.
Yeah, but to somebody who's selling their house, the most important question
it's because they're taught that way by the internet, though. The internet says the number one question that people are told to ask their agent is... Ready to say it?
Go on then.
No, say it together, because I know we can say it together. Ready? What's your commission? What's your commission?
What's your fee? How much do you charge?
How much do you charge? What's your commission? And people almost always, in fact, I've had times when people have asked me that question over the phone. They've never met me. They've not looked at our products, our services, or anything else. And they will not even have us come to their house unless I answer that question. So I don't answer that question.
Nope.
Not if they're going to bully me into doing it. Like, to be honest, that is kind of like bullying because you're not seeing the full package. Because is the first question that you ask at a Starbucks, like before you walk in the door, before you look at the menu, do you ask them what their fee is?
No. Because
and why is
you want their product. Could you get a coffee cheaper elsewhere? Of course you can.
Of course. But
go to McDonald's, get a cheap coffee.
But wait a second. Even on that, even there, and in every single other retail situation, your fee is dependent on what you get. So, for example, if you get a regular coffee at Starbucks, just a flat black coffee, that's one price.
Yep.
But if you want that caramel macchiato venti size...
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. That's Russ's favorite. Caramel macchiato. Venti caramel macchiato is Russ's absolute favorite, just about. Yeah. Although you do like that coconut one for the summer. That iced coconut one.
Yeah,
but
that was good.
You get those iced coconut drinks, or you get the caramel macchiato in the venti
and they're at a premium.
You're not getting baseline price.
No.
But doesn't that feed your soul sometimes to have that venti caramel macchiato?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or for some people, that pumpkin spice latte. I mean, there are people who get rabid about the pumpkin spice latte, but they pay more for that than just a regular coffee, even at Starbucks.
Yep.
So let me just check in, make sure that we've got nobody saying anything that's important for us to hear and see and know, but I've got nobody on my side. What about your side, Russ? Any questions over there?
No questions yet.
Okay.
Got some people watching now, so
we're probably going to have some questions. So here's the key. Here's some of the key on this. So people ask the question, what's your commission? And if they ask me that question first out of the gate, I'm like, don't you want to know what my services are first?
Yeah.
Because the reality is, I have had multiple transactions. I've, shall we say, taken multiple transactions from cut rate brokers.
Yep.
In fact, one of my biggest successes was one of my favorite customers, Susie Q, I call her. That's kind of what she kind of goes by amongst people. But
and no, it's not the famous.
No, it's not
Susie.
Great customer of mine. But she actually was listed with another agent who charged her only 4%.
Yeah,
and he had her house listed.
They didn't sell it though, did they?
Well, no, he had it listed, but he didn't sell it because a 4% agent, or sometimes even, and mostly even a 5% agent, doesn't do anything for your property to sell it. What they do is they put it on the MLS, and they send somebody over to take pictures, and then that's done.
Yeah,
and that's all they do. Then they sit in their office and they wait for somebody else to sell it for them.
Yeah, they don't pump it, they don't market it, they don't. Advertise it on social media. They don't hold open houses.
Yep.
They don't do any of that.
A lot of them don't even show houses to buyers.
No.
A lot of them don't. Now, I personally don't work with buyers, but you do.
Yeah.
So if somebody calls me about one of my listings, then I'm handing it off to you as the buyer's agent. But that's not because we don't believe buyers should be represented. We just say, hey, we have a dedicated representative, which is our buyer's agent specialist, Russell Mann. So,
and when I've listed them, then you've shown it.
Yes. In fact, we did one this year.
Yeah, we did one this year.
You had a listing that you got somebody in for it through an open house that you did?
I did an open house. I picked up a client or a relative of a client.
Let me point something out. This year, everybody was like, everything's selling so fast. It's selling. Not everything sold so fast. That one didn't sell so fast.
It didn't.
And that was because
there were almost 6 months to sell. It took
almost 6 months. And this open house was right near the end of that contract. It was, I think it was the next to the end of, it was the next to the last Sunday of that listing when the relatives of these buyers came through.
I was doing the very last open house there.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to do any more there when in walks buyer's relative.
But I think it's important to point out.
No, we didn't have offers. We did have offers on the property, but they fell apart.
Well, no, there were no good offers.
No, they were low-priced offers.
They were really terrible offers. Yeah. But that's not the point. The point is not that they were terrible offers. The point is we didn't have an offer that was respectful to this seller that was going to work for him, and you kept working regardless of the fact that this property hadn't sold. You worked it until the end, and a 4% agent doesn't even start working at the beginning, more or less at the end. They don't even hold open houses at all.
We was still marketing it right to the end, holding open houses, 2 a month I was doing that. So they were being held open on a regular basis, if not by me, by other agents.
Exactly. It wasn't just us holding open houses. No. We tried to make sure that we span that out to other people as well, because it's important to have a multitude of agents.
Because they all have a different sphere. And so if they advertise it on their social media, you're getting twice the hits.
You're getting a whole nother group of people, a whole new group of people, shall we say. So, yeah, absolutely. So you've got that aspect of it. So what is your commission is a question that people ask us up front all the time. And we always say, don't you want to know what you're going to get with our services? Wouldn't that be kind of relevant? Like, do you want a basic coffee or you want a caramel macchiato? And let's be frank, we are caramel macchiato. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that we are the cheapest agents out there. In fact, we are not even close to the cheapest agents. We are more expensive than a lot of agents in our company even.
Yeah, but we do a lot more for you.
Exactly. So here's the difference. There is no other agent in our office in Racine that does, well, actually, I don't know another agent that does soft staging. Do you? I know some that do virtual staging, but I don't know anybody who does soft staging like we do.
No.
Nobody. I know some people who do full-on staging, but they charge their customer for it, and that starts at $3,000 and up. And our soft staging is included at no additional charge.
Yeah.
So that's thing number one. I don't know any other agent in our office that consistently markets on social media.
There's also other stuff that you do. It's like you're always there on photo day.
Well,
So
let's start
you're
with that.
directing the photo
Okay, so let's
shoot.
start with the hands-on prep work. First of all, we believe on our team's purpose is to serve people in the community. And I've had some people question that because our fee is not the lowest fees out there. How are you actually being a service? Because we are giving way more than anybody else, and we're charging a little more than everybody else.
Yeah,
we don't charge.
It's a real small amount. When
Additional.
you work it out, it's a small additional amount.
Less than 1%.
Yes.
Less than 1% of what the traditional Shore West listing price is.
Yeah.
Less than 1% more, and you get with our team.
You get a ton more.
You get a ton more. You get automatically included in soft staging. You get automatically on-site consultation for staging.
Yeah, because you always go there prior to photographs.
To be honest, the week before a listing, I'm usually at the house 3 to 4 times in that 1 week. Mm-hmm. I'm at the house more then than I am after it's listed. Yeah. Because one of our core values under that service heading, one of our core values is excellence, and you cannot rush excellence, and we really don't list a property with less than a week's notice. No. And the main
because you're there helping the sellers or even arranging their furniture, because sometimes you want it to show in the best way possible.
Oh yeah, soft staging isn't just about the textiles that I bring.
No.
It's also about the staging of the furniture placement, and we're not
because
going to talk too much about it. I don't want to give away all my trade secrets. Go ahead.
You want to be able to walk through a room rather than around a room.
You want to have a particular flow. Yes. And I won't explain how that flow happens because that's my proprietary superpower. That's my superpower. But you are correct in that there is a flow.
You want it to flow. Mm-hmm. You have professional photos taken.
Yep.
Which you're there all the time when they're going on. Yep. So that you're checking to make sure you're getting the right pictures. I mean,
don't get me wrong. I have a great photographer that we use. Yeah. He's awesome. He's amazing. Chris, we love you. You're fantastic. But Chris is still a human, and it ultimately is my responsibility. Yeah. And you can hold me accountable. I will be there. Even if the seller is not there at their house, I'm there for photo day. Yeah. And oftentimes that is what happens.
Then if he's missed a shot or if you
there's a special feature.
And he hasn't picked it up, or you don't like a particular shot because he's going over them with you quickly, you can say, oh, can you shoot that one again?
Yep, exactly. So I can have him reshoot stuff that I need reshot. Or like, for example, in the house that we had in Milwaukee most recently, it had those tiles on the floor. It had that really cool original 1930s basket weave really floor tile. Yeah. And I wanted him to get a shot of that basket weave floor tile because it's so cool. It's just a really cool feature. But would he take a close-up of that normally? Of course not. But I'm there to point it out and say, hey,
I want a picture of this.
This is what we need. Yeah. So I'm there for photos.
And he's really good.
Yep.
He even down to what time of day he takes the pictures.
Well, that's actually something for me that started with me. That wasn't him. That was me.
Was it?
Yeah, that was me. I recognize that there are only certain times of the day. Pretty much all of my photo shoots take place between 11 and 1. No later than 1 unless it's high summer. It'd have to be like June for it to be later than 1 o'clock. And in wintertime, we have to do like 10 or 11 o'clock because otherwise the sun's like gone already. Uh-huh. Because of the fact of, in December, we really need like 10:30, 11 o'clock photo shoots. So that was something that I figured out that's me. That wasn't him. Right. So, yeah. Wow. So I put a lot of
kudos to you. I thought it was Chris's.
Yeah, no, that's not Chris's thing.
Because I've heard him turn around and say before now, oh, you might want to do that an hour earlier because of the way the sun is.
Oh, that's because I've trained Chris to understand me. I've trained Chris to know me. And Chris will also do some things like he'll also do, he'll actually now like pick up certain things that I've missed. Like if I missed it, like for example, I don't want a toilet brush to be shown in a picture for in a bathroom. Yeah. There is no need for a toilet brush to be on display in a bathroom picture for real estate.
Or the toilet seat
up. Or the toilet seat up. Toilet
Yeah.
seats should never be up in a photo for real estate. And sometimes I will not have caught that because I'll be rushing around doing a lot of other things. And Chris will walk in the bathroom and he'll notice that the toilet seat is up and he makes sure and puts it down.
Yeah.
So, and I think that one he might have known, but the whole toilet brush thing or anything on that countertop, like soap dispensers, he knows I don't like those. So he'll take them and he'll put them under the sink for me if he notices it that I haven't caught it. So,
and these are all things that you get extra with us because we pay attention to what a room should look like for the pictures, because the number one viewing on your property is going to be the pictures.
Yeah, the very first time somebody sees your property is going to be online. It's going to be those photos, and you got to nail those photos.
Yeah, they're what's going to draw people to your house.
The other thing that we do in regards to the photos, first of all, I show up for photo day, but we always shoot the photos 48 hours before our listing goes live because we insist on having those photos back in our hands, being able to order them, being able to make sure our description matches what people see. And I put those pictures in an order that tells a story.
Yeah.
I want people to walk into the house and be able to walk through the house logically because
I thought that was another one of your secrets.
Well, that's all right because here's the thing. What is logical is not obvious to people.
No.
A lot of people will just upload them and they'll say, oh, it should be bedrooms first or it should be this because that's got a great feature in that bedroom. And what they will do is rather than work on flow, they work towards features. They try to highlight features, but then it feels really choppy.
Yeah, but I've looked at pictures before now, and I'm an experienced agent, and I've looked at a property online, and I've gone, where is this room? What room is this?
Where is this in the house?
Where is this? Yeah.
I don't get it. Where is this room? Is this in the
because
basement or upstairs? You can't even
the
tell
words
sometimes.
aren't, the rooms haven't been labelled,
At
so
all.
for a start, all you've got is a
don't get me
code
wrong.
number, a photo number.
And don't get me wrong, not all of mine are labeled, but they don't all have to be because it's pretty obvious where you are in the house. And that's why I don't have to label them as much.
But it's just some
room,
properties are just not clear.
If it's a basement room, I've probably got a shot of going downstairs or of the staircase to let you know that we're now in the basement.
Yeah.
So there are some different techniques and tricks that I use
Yeah.
to indicate we've moved to a new section of the property. That type of thing. And no, don't worry. I won't give away all my tips and tricks on that. But photos are only a small portion of what we do. The second thing that we do that's really unique, besides the soft staging and the photos, like the real type A for me photos, but the other thing that we do that's a little bit different is our attention to detail on our ads.
Yeah.
Holy cow, I spend a lot of time on our ads. I mean, sometimes I just feel like I want to pull my hair out because I'm spending so much time on them. But this is why our fee is slightly more. Because I have to cover my time. And this is a job.
And
But here's the key thing. What people don't pay attention to is, so I'm spending all this extra time. I'm charging you a little extra money. But on average, our customers end up with anywhere from 4 to 10% more in their pocket.
yeah, I know.
And that, I mean, why would you pay somebody 4%? So you're going to save your, 3-4% from my listing, but then you're going to lose out on possibly 10% more for your house.
Yeah.
That's a huge amount of money.
Because we generally sell them for more than people thought possible.
Yep.
And we sell them quicker than people thought possible.
Now, obviously this spring, everything was selling really fast.
Yeah.
Everything was selling quick. But tell people what you were noticing as a trend, because we kept hearing, oh, we've got tons of over-asking offers, tons of over-asking offers. What did you find?
Oh, when I do sell to assessed, I was going through and there was a lot
You were
of properties,
confused, weren't you?
Yeah, because there was a lot of properties that weren't getting asking price. They were getting under asking price.
Or they were just getting
Or
asking.
they were getting withdrawn and then coming back at a new price and getting an accepted offer. So they initially started at a higher price. Because they thought, oh, well, everything's selling, let's jack up the price.
Yep.
Okay. But
Things were
then
not closing above asking much, were
What
they?
happens when you jack up the price to begin with is people look online
Yep.
and I go, oh yeah, that house ain't worth that. I'm not even going to bother going to see it.
Yep. And don't get me wrong, there are times when we get this amazing over asking offer and we don't, I mean, I'll be honest with you, there were at least 3 times this year that I got an amazing over asking offer on one of my listings. And I turned to my sellers and I went, yeah,
Don't
please
bank it
don't
yet.
bank that money. Please don't
Yeah.
bank that money yet because that's a crazy number.
And we still have a long way to go. You've
I
either
still
got
gotta
an
get this.
inspection
I still got to get this
to
through
get
appraisal.
through and appraisal, yeah.
I got to get this through inspection. I got to get this through appraisal. Please don't start putting that money in your pocket yet. It's exciting when your house is listed for 130 and you get an offer at 160. That seems really
Yeah.
good. It'd be awesome to think, "Ooh, I got 30,000 more." Don't put that money in your pocket until you get to closing. I mean, we don't put our commission check in our pocket until after we walk away from the table.
Yeah.
That commission check doesn't even enter our mind.
After you've got paid, we get paid.
Exactly. And we don't think about that until after because we don't bank on anything.
Nope.
We do not bank on it closing at this just because we think it will.
In
But
actual
that-
fact, we're paying out money
yeah.
before you close because all those things, those extra things that we talked
well,
about,
my soft staging.
like the soft staging,
I have
the
to buy the
photos, all the advertising,
Yeah.
the marketing that we do, that's out of our pocket to
Yeah, that's
begin
not just
with.
time.
That's
out of
us
our
paying
pocket.
out up front.
Yeah, that's not time out of our pocket. A Facebook ad costs me money up front.
Yeah.
Photos cost me money up front. My staging supplies, my bed linens, my pillows, my
You're
pillowcases.
always updating those.
Always have to. I update them at least 3 times a year.
Yeah.
At least 3 times a year, I'm going out and doing some shopping to update.
Just for staging. We don't use it at any other time.
Well, when it gets
Well,
pretty old for
sometimes we
staging,
have,
then I
yeah.
sometimes bring it into our
Yeah.
house. But that's only when it's been worn out from
We
staging.
get your cast offs.
Yeah, we get your leftovers. Your staging leftovers are our bed linens.
Yeah.
Woohoo. But no, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I'm going out and getting these extra bed linens and stuff. And sometimes I do actually sometimes the cast off of staging stuff I'll donate to
Yeah.
like Goodwill or something because
Yeah, I
it
know
may
you've
be out
done
of
that
style.
before.
It may be out of style now.
And we don't want
but-
it in our house.
well,
either.
we don't need it. We already have one for ours. We don't need it. We might as well give it to a good organization like Salvation Army, Purple Heart, Goodwill, whatever whatever's available. Or if I hear of somebody who needs something,
Yeah.
I have duvet covers generally, and those are the things that I use to do it. So, but we have loads of pillowcases and duvet covers and a few curtains and throw blankets and things of that nature that just really
They
oomph it
brighten
up.
up rooms or they calm it down.
Yeah.
So it depends on
Depends on what's needed.
what's needed. Yeah.
Your kid's room will not look like your kid's room when I've done staging. So that's the reality. But so we've got the staging supplies up front. We have the photos up front. We have the Facebook ads up front. That's all money we're putting out up front, and we don't mind
Yep.
because we know what we're doing with that. And we know we're going to get you more for your house. And if I can get you 10% more for your house than the average agent, then what does it matter whether you're paying me a slight percentage more?
Yeah.
And let me just also tell you guys one other thing, just so that you know. It would be illegal for me to say that there is an average price that agents list at. That's actually considered a violation of our code of ethics. So
Yeah.
any agent who walks into your house and says to you, well, the average agent charges, right there, run screaming because they're breaking the code of ethics.
Yeah.
They don't care about the code of ethics for realtors. And if they don't care about that one, what other ones don't they
Because
care
they're
about?
not allowed to price fix. So all agencies, all brokerages,
Well, none of us are allowed to price fix.
yeah,
Right.
can charge what they want.
Yeah. Any
And
agency can charge what they want. Now, certain agencies
they have different levels of service.
certain agencies
attached
will
to
say we only work at this level of service, so we're not going to. None of our agents are supposed to list below this price.
Yeah.
Without special permission in special circumstances. Now, I will tell you this: the properties we list above $500,000, they have special pricing.
Yeah.
But anything under $500,000, pretty much there's only 2 prices that we list at.
Yeah.
So, and both of those are, and I'll be honest, if there is an average, which there isn't technically, but the number that people think Well, that's below what we list at.
Yeah.
So if what you're looking for is a cheap agent who's just going to throw you on the MLS, then TAMT Homes is not for you.
No.
However, if you want to have an amazing, awesome experience and get more money for your house than other agents will get you, well, then you might want to call us.
Yeah.
Because, yes, do we charge a little more? Absolutely. I'm not ashamed of it. And I'm not going
But it's
to...
less than 1%.
I get that, but you'd be surprised.
Yes.
There are people who have asked me if I'll charge for it, would I be willing to go down to 4%? And that's an easy question to answer.
Yeah. No.
Super easy. Because I will not cut my service level.
No.
If the core value of me is service and I serve at this high level...
I was asked once if I'd cut my commission, and I turned around and said, okay, what services would you want cut?
But now we make it a policy, we don't do that.
We don't do that anymore.
No.
Because we have a responsibility to get it sold as quickly as possible.
We have a responsibility.
For as much money as possible. And that takes marketing, and that takes everything that we have in our arsenal.
I'd say, and we have a responsibility to live up to what our booklets promise people too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I actually took 4 listings this year that I regret the manner in which they were taken, because I had to take them at a lower level because they were a referral from another agent.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that other agent spoke for me when they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
That agent should not have said what a commission was working with me, because that's not relevant to them.
No.
Like, they should not have, if they weren't going to take those listings themselves, they should have let me speak to my commission, not have told the other person. But because the other agent had already quoted this customer a price, I had to.
Yeah.
But I won't do it unless somebody's already been promised it by someone else. And actually, I've already decided I'm not taking any more from them if they tell me that. But like, I'm sorry, that's not my commission rate. Please don't quote my commission rate to people.
Yeah.
You don't know. Give it to someone else. Give it to someone who's lower level service. Or don't quote my commission rate.
Yeah.
Don't speak for me. That does a little bit irritate me when other agents speak for me. Because I don't speak for them.
Yeah, you wouldn't dream of saying, oh, they'll do it for this
Now, I will
price.
say this. The only agents I will speak for are the agents on our team. They're required. You want to be on my team. You want to work at this excellent level. You want to have these excellent tools. You want to get this reputation. Then yes. And I'll speak for the agents on my team to say, you want to be on my team. This is where we're going to work. This is the level we're going to work at. But outside of my team,
yeah,
that's fine.
That's their business.
That is their business plan. They can charge and do whatever they want and run their business however they want. And there are people out there who don't want my level of service. They don't want pumpkin spice lattes and peppermint lattes and mochas and the caramel macchiatos.
Run down to Starbucks and get us a coffee.
And now I've made Russ very in the mood for Starbucks, which is, by the way, closed, I believe, at this point. So so now Russ wants a Starbucks. But
well, we do have caramel syrup
But the same thing is
so.
true with Apple. Any good brand out there, any really true, strong brand out there, they don't budge on their pricing.
No.
Apple is the price Apple is. You can find an Android phone cheaper, but you will not find Apple products marked down. You don't find them in the marked down clearance bins ever.
No.
Because their product is a high quality and they insist on continuing to create that high quality. Same thing is true with Starbucks. Same thing is true with Vans. Same thing is true with any brand that's still strong. One of the reasons brands like Nike have gotten a little bit weak at some points is because some of their products are cut rate.
Yeah.
They shipped out some of their products. But, you know, they shipped them out and had them made in China and stuff, and they lost some of their quality.
A lot of their quality.
They lost some of their quality control. So,
yeah,
you know, they're not the brand they were before. But we are going to maintain our brand, and we're going to make sure that if you need us to help move your family up to a bigger home, we are going to make sure that you get that amazing, awesome service, because quite frankly, it's what you deserve. And so you have to pay a couple pennies more. And by the way, the difference between my service and another agent is very slight. It's not even as bad as like the difference between Starbucks and a caramel macchiato. It is a difference between a Starbucks coffee and a McDonald's coffee. But heck yeah, I'd rather be at a Starbucks black coffee than a McDonald's black coffee. So, But anyway, now that I've ranted and raved for... How long have I ranted and raved? Whew, almost 30 minutes about commission. So, folks, just the one thing you need to know. Basically, commission should be the last question you ask. So, after the agent has told you everything they do for you, then find out what their commission is.
Yeah. And then you've got an informed... you're informed
Decision.
before you make your decision.
Mm-hmm.
You found out what they do, and... Hopefully, it's a lot more than other people have done.
And if they don't do open houses and they don't show buyers your property and they don't put your things on Facebook and they don't do any staging and they don't do professional photographers, sure as hell you better not pay them more than 4%.
Yeah.
Because they're not doing anything for you. They're throwing your thing on the MLS, which takes an hour.
And that's it.
That's about it.
Yeah.
You don't do any of those other things. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Pay them 4%. But, man, don't do that to yourself. Don't miss out on the
But
money
we've
for your
had
house.
several sellers that have done that route. They've gone down that route. And when they didn't sell... How long was Susie Q's on the market before we got it?
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
And how long was...
How long before we had an offer on it?
Yeah.
Less than a month. And that was not this year or last year. That was a few years ago.
Yeah.
That was 3-4 years ago when the market wasn't hot. And it was the most expensive house on that street, too.
And Mike and Laura, they had a cut rate agent.
They did.
They was on the market 6 months.
Yep.
Didn't sell.
Yep.
Came to us. Agreed to pay the extra.
And in 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks.
And that was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
6 years ago,
6
rather.
years
6
ago.
years ago.
They were my first ever clients.
They were your first ever buyers. 6 years ago.
I worked with them because they bought a new place.
6 years ago. And within 2 weeks, we had an offer on their house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
After being with another agent
yeah.
for 6 months.
Yeah. So the
And
other
they're
agent had 6 months to sell it and couldn't.
And Les Jensen, same thing.
Yeah.
On the market for 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think it was on the market for 6 months. Then it got renewed for another 6 months. Then he canceled it after 4. So it was on the market for like 10 months. And I had it on the market for about a month and sold it. Same thing with Lake Drive. That was on the market with another agent. I sent a postcard to that customer and listed it and sold it within a couple of months.
Yeah.
And that was a really, really difficult house to sell. I mean, it was an awesome house, but it was just really unique, and so that makes it harder to sell. It's really unique. But this isn't about bragging. This is about saying...
It's about getting the price right. It's about all the marketing that goes in together with all the, professional photography. We've seen some houses on the MLS which has literally been a drive-by.
Oh,
the agent hasn't even got out their car and taken a picture of the house.
I don't think the agent actually did anything with the pictures. I think the agent actually had one of their staff just drive by the house and take pictures.
Take a picture.
Yeah.
From outside.
Yeah, from outside.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, I think we've talked enough about this. If you have any questions about commission, you want to know about our commission, go ahead and drop us a DM. Send us a private message. Send us an email. You will have our phone numbers. You can shoot us a text. You'll have those at the end of this broadcast here tonight. But otherwise, hope you guys are having a great holiday season. That wasn't a very smooth segue.
So we're off to a show tomorrow, which we're looking forward to.
Yep, taking your mom to the show.
Yeah, so
not to the movies, but to a play.
Racine Theatre
Racine
Guild
Theatre Guild, we'll give
is
them a
back in
plug.
action.
Yeah, we'll give them a little plug.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that because it's been a while since we've been able to go there.
Yep.
And looking forward to that.
Yep, and hopefully for next season we'll be season ticket holders again. This season they didn't have enough shows to be season ticket holders, so
no.
But next season hopefully.
So we
we'll be
just
season
bought
ticket holders.
a few tickets for a few shows.
But we've got our shows booked for the year.
Yeah.
So we're booked for the year.
Yeah.
Anyway, so tomorrow night we got a Christmas thing, and hopefully you guys have got lots of fun stuff hanging out with your friends and family and doing some great things.
Yeah.
So we will see you later. Thanks for joining us tonight, and thanks for putting up with my rant. But remember, don't sell yourself or your house short. Make sure you get the most and squeeze every penny of that out into your pocket.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.